Hey everyone, welcome to Morning Drive on YouTube, where we love bringing you stories in our game that are sometimes bigger than golf itself. Damon Hack, let's send it on over to you.
On Sunday at the Argentine Open on PGA Tour Latino America, Brandon Matthews had this putt to extend a playoff and keep alive a chance to compete in next year's Open Championship. He heard a fan yell in his backswing, missed the putt, lost the playoff, and thought he had been heckled. But what really happened? Let's ask Brandon himself, who joins us on FaceTime. Good morning, Brandon.
Morning, Damon. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I hope you are as well. How would you describe that moment when you hit the putt?
Yeah, like I keep telling everyone, it was a situation where I heard something in my backstroke and was at that point pretty disappointed that someone would kind of do that with so much at stake, really. But, frustrated, went into the locker room, was approached by the tournament director, Claudio, was explained the whole situation, and immediately I asked to be taken to the guy. So I just wanted to make sure that he didn't feel bad about the situation, no hard feelings, and wanted to make sure he left with a smile on his face.
So what did the official tell you had happened?
So he basically told me, hey, listen, a middle-aged man with Down syndrome lost control of his emotions, had a little bit of an outburst. It wasn't some guy just being rude, basically. So I was shocked by the situation. I was disappointed in myself, to be honest with you, that I got upset at the situation. Like I said, I went out to the guy, gave him a big hug, signed the ball on the glove for him, just made sure he was happy at the end of the day.
Why was it important for you, Brandon, to go meet the gentleman?
I grew up around a lot of people with special needs because of what my mother did. She managed some group homes, and my best friend, his little sister also had Down syndrome. I mean, I grew up around it my whole entire childhood, so I have a soft spot for them, and they're really special people. So as soon as I understood the full situation, immediately went out.
You said you gave him a hug and you signed a glove. What was your conversation like? What'd you tell him?
I basically just wanted to ask him, make sure that he was enjoying himself. As soon as I came over to him, he had the biggest smile on his face. He gave me the biggest hug. And I just wanted to make sure that he was a fan of golf for life. I didn't want him to lose that. I didn't want him to be upset about the situation, be turned off of golf or anything like that, because it's such a great game. It brings so many people together. This is a great example of it. And, just didn't want to lose that.
Are you surprised how big a story this has become around the sports world and beyond?
Yes. I didn't expect any of this. All I wanted to do was make sure the guy was happy. That's it, bottom line.
You've really shown a lot of poise in this situation. There's been a push to have the RNA recognize you and perhaps extend an open exemption your way. What is your opinion of that?
I don't want anything from this. I did it because I needed to do it. It was the right thing to do. I hope that everyone else would do the same thing in the situation. I really don't want anything of it. I had many chances to win the golf tournament throughout the whole day. The second playoff hole, I had a 12-footer that I thought I made the entire way, hit a perfect putt, just didn't go in. So I had my chances. And if I extended the playoff, who knows whether I would have won or not. I just wanted to make sure, like I said, the guy was happy. That's all I wanted to make sure. And I felt like I did my part in what I needed to do.
Brandon, some people, it takes a lifetime for them to gain the perspective you have as a young man in your 20s at the start of your career. What are your goals? What would you like to accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, as every professional golfer at my level and beyond, they want to, play on the PGA Tour, play in majors, win majors, get on top of the world. So that's been my goal since I've been a little kid, and it'll continue to be my goal until the end of it.
Well, it's a remarkable story, Brandon. We appreciate you sharing with us on this Tuesday edition of Morning Drive. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it, guys.
Wow, this game goes in a lot of different directions, Robert. You know what it's like to struggle. You know what it's like to be fighting for big-time moments in this game. What's your reaction to Brandon's situation?
Well, I love his lofty goals. The last sentence he said, winning majors is where I see myself going, and this would have given him an opportunity. He said he was disappointed in how he reacted, but he shouldn't be. That is a perfectly natural, normal reaction. It would take someone superhuman just to turn around and say, that's okay, not knowing the situation. I do think that you're seeing just a huge person after that. I mean, doing the right thing, going and saying, I just don't want this person upset that maybe he did something wrong. So I'm going to go make sure he doesn't think he did anything wrong. It's you know, getting a little upset because of what happened initially is perfectly understandable. But what he did afterwards is incredible.
You wanted to make that gentleman a fan of golf, and I have become a fan of Brandon Matthews and the way that he handled that. And you can tell that obviously his experience with special needs people has influenced his life greatly and made him able to handle that situation, which I think has taught us a lot.
Yeah, perspective, especially in sport, is everything. It amazes me how in one split second, he went from getting into the Open being the most important thing in the world to realizing actually there's so much more to life than these very kind of narrow-minded goals, which are natural for any sportsman, but such a healthy experience, possibly for him going forward.
He says he doesn't want anything from the R&A. Quite a lot of valuable lessons from Brandon Matthews.